The member of parliament for Adaklu has sponsored an SHS classroom project which is worth a million Ghana cedis, according to what he says. Now, Mr. Kwame Governs Agboja, as he's popularly known, has sponsored this construction of these classrooms, which are 8 in number. It's an 8-unit classroom block. Actually, he said he did this at the cost of a million Ghana cedis, and he's doing it for the Adaklu Senior High School, which is located at Adakluwaya. Those who are in those areas would know. According to the member of parliament, he's not receiving money from the MP's common fund. Neither is he receiving money from government. And according to him, he's sponsoring it on his own with the help of some friends who have come together to give him some of these monies to undertake the project. If that is very true, then that's a very good action on their part. Now, according to him, the project was necessary for him to undertake because there's a little infrastructure, in the area, which is actually backed by the government's free SHS policy thing. And according to him, Adaklu Secondary School, which was established way back in the 1980s, it has an enrollment now of about 1,000 pupils. So when you compare the number of students to that small classroom unit, it was just too much. There was just this overcrowding, which was not pleasant at all. So this was one of the reasons why he was moved to undertake this project without waiting for government or the MP's funds or all those other normal ways where they get their monies. Now, he said that the project is now at the foundation level, and hopefully they'll roof it by the end of this year. We hope them all the best, and we hope that it will be done properly to prevent any trouble in the future. Now, according to him, when the project is done, he has many plans for it. He says he's going to fit it with projectors and other very modern visual aids, just to make teaching and learning very easy and entertaining and enjoyable for the students as well as the teachers. We found that it was an interesting thing to hear, but it was good, to have these types of projectors and all these state of the art equipment to be around the school. It was very good. Now, when you look at the way things have gone in the past, the classrooms are just built and then they put a blackboard there and that's it. If there are going to be any laboratory equipment and the like which students may need to do some practicals, it will normally come from the school itself, from the school's levy or those other things. But he's hoping to finish the project and put all these things inside of it, so that they wouldn't have to be struggling, in learning and hoping that something will come in the future. He hopes to, do all these immediately the building is done. Now, he says that education will definitely promote development in that area, since we already know knowledge is power, and he's determined to, put all his passion into it. And according to him, there's a lot of resources which he's getting from his friends. He also wants to aim at removing ignorance in the Daklu area. He says there's this great illiteracy in some places in the town. People don't see the need for education in that area. Some people don't see, and he himself has affirmed that it's been very painful to him to see young ones coming up and not pursuing education, just following the winds of the world. So it's been one of his priorities to do the best he could about this situation. Now, he's not the only one who's been doing stuff like this lately, or who we've been hearing are doing such stuff. When you take a close look at there's this 3 unit kindergarten block project at Adaklu. That one was also I think it was 250,000 Ghana cedis. Yeah, that one was at a cost of 250,000 Ghana cedis, and it was funded by a certain Pencils of Promise, which is a non-governmental organization. This NGO is the one that's funding that 3 unit kindergarten block project. They are known as Pencils of Promise. It seems this Adaklu area is really known for their lack of certain educational facilities. So he's not the only one who's been doing that. Now, when you look at that project, it is the 27th school block being, undertaken by Pencils of Promise, and that one too is also hopeful to be completed this year. This is not the 27th school in Adaklo, it's the 27th of the NGO company. That's the 27th school building they are undertaking so far. It fell on them that they should, start by building classrooms in the areas that needed the most, and one of the areas that came to their mind was this Adaklo area. Now it's very good. When Mr. Agbuza was asked about that one too, he said it was a good thing he had, knowing that he's not the only one pursuing such passions. He said it will help significantly, to address the infrastructure deficits, at the basic school level. We remember we spoke about this some time ago that education is most important at the basic level. The basic levels from kindergarten right up to the junior high school. That's the most important place to educate the child. If you wait till senior high, you wouldn't have built the right basics, the right foundation. You will need to put all those tertiary knowledge on it. We don't want to play with that one, the basic level. The basic levels. There are some tertiaries that don't even teach any good thing. In some courses they just put trash out there, and the students have to do their own research. So for the tertiary levels, we are not too concerned, because even they are supposed to be based on shaping the individual for the works and jobs which they want to. But for the basic levels, we cannot play with that, because those are the ones that will give the individual a general idea of how things should be, so that even if the individual is not sure of whether to do job A or job B, because he has an understanding of how all those things are, it wouldn't be a problem for him when one thing doesn't work. But when you ignore these basic levels, these beginnings, and then you place importance further on the tertiary ones, you would not be doing yourself any favor, and neither will you be helping the nation, because the basic ones are the necessary ones. Is that which the child will build upon. It's just like the old saying you've been hearing: if you don't make the foundation strong, the building would definitely collapse when the wind or the floods come washing through. So you want the basic level to be that strong foundation before you build upon it. If you just put something shabby there, and then you go and put a lot of concrete and tertiary level stuff on top of it, you just crush the individual, and he will not be able to get anything from learning. Now, the the Togbe Agbogbada, the fourth. We had to brief her before mentioning that, so please pardon us. We'll pronounce the name again. Togbe Agbobada, the fourth, yeah. Who's the Dufia of Adaklu. Amfwe has commended the MP for his good actions, and then his efforts, his contributions, to education in Adaklu. According to the Dufia of this area, I'm trying not to mention his name. This effort by the MP is going to benefit the generations which have not even been born. He was very happy because he said, according to him too, he noticed that the stress of illiteracy was like a burden upon him, and he was wondering how come the place was not really equipped with the right educational infrastructures. So he's now entreating, the children and the parents of the Adaklu area to to make good use of this support that the MP as well as the NGOs are doing for them for a bright future. We have to also look at the actions of NGOs. We are grateful, very grateful for them. You would notice that they've been able to play the part where government and the rest have been lacking on. They are doing very well. Some of them have been so efficient that you pass by some of these NGO buildings and infrastructures. You might even be thinking it's a private thing that was done or it's a government thing that was done very properly. It's these NGOs who are doing their best at it. We give them the applause for that. It's very, very commendable. I mean, if you think about this pencil of promise people who have already so far done 27 projects. That's 27 projects that the government has not done. We are not saying the government should be blamed for anything. Obviously, the government cannot do everything at one time. But in those places where the government may be a little weak and the government's attention may not be there too much because of other important things the government has to deal with, this is where the NGOs fit in. So we would encourage them to keep on. And also, for those of you who have thoughts of starting an NGO, we would like you to follow up with it. You don't wait till you have all the things you think you may need to get it started. Just start little by little. It's very important. You may not be able to build an 8 classroom block. You may not be able to build a sanctuary. You may not be able to build a mosque. You may not be able to make a road from one area to the next town, but you can start something small. You can start with gutters. You can check areas where because of the unchanneling of water, the places become flooded. Then you start with making little gutters, or gutters on the side. Just something small. It doesn't have to be big for people to know that you are doing what you are supposed to do, or you are doing what you claim you are going to do. You get it? Sometimes these dreams die because people wait for a certain fund, they wait for a certain thing to occur, they wait for something big to drop their way before they pursue it. So please, those who have ideas of starting an NGO, please do so. The nation needs it. Ghana needs you. We need people like you who would be able to help us in areas where things are lacking and our individuals are suffering from such stuff. Remember, before you blame the government, before you blame the nation, before you blame whoever you think is responsible for something not being done, what efforts are you yourself putting in to make sure that that situation is solved? We all have our places to play in this. I may be here talking today, but I also have a part to play. Can I make a contribution to something? Then I'll have to do it. Can I advise people in a way to go? Then I'll have to do it. We can't just be blaming the government and all these agencies who are supposed to be doing those stuff all the time. You know that sometimes the wrong people are in those places. Sometimes they are square pegs and round holes. So it's not because necessarily maybe the government doesn't want to do it, but because the people who have been given the power and the mandate to do it are not capable and are not the right people there. So there are different reasons for all these things not happening like we expect to, and that is where we have to fall in. That's where the NGOs come in. That's where those who are passionate about this stuff come in. The philanthropists, where are you people these days? We are not seeing you that much. Philanthropists, we have to be seeing you. Some of you got to make it big. When you make it big, remember, you started from a small place. You used to also be in that classroom. You used to also be in that area that was deprived of certain good resources. That's where you come in. And then by doing this little by little, we'll be able to get to the place we are supposed to get to. That is it. Now, we take a good look at the way the people have been responding to such stuff, and we see people actually are happy about it. For those of you who have anything to say about such projects, let us know. What do you think about the MP's action, getting a million Ghana cedis for this project? Is it a good thing? Should he wait for the government? You can let us know in the comment section. What do you think? Should more people join in? Should people play another part? Should government help him? Just anything at all that you feel you can add to it. We'll listen to it and then we'll take it from there. Alright, so thank you for listening and have a nice day.